Hello everyone, very good morning and good evening to all. Thanks for joining. Let us start our today's session. So I hope everyone has practiced our previous session and completed SED types. So if you haven't completed, please complete all the exercises and send me the answers. So SED types are very important. If you are going for any interviews, yes, definitely they will ask even for your practice. If you are practicing all the SED types, it will be very helpful. Okay. So while taking lookup catch, so I will take another SEDs. Okay, so I will so take any SED types, and then I'll show you. But today we'll go with reusable transformation. So in IICS, we do not have any reusable transformation separately. And in IICS, we do not have any separately reusable transformation. So you remember we have seen reusable sequence generator. That is our shared sequence generator we have seen. So we can use the same sequence generator in multiple mappings, right? So you can create shared sequence generator in the component, then you can use it in multiple mappings. So the same way here, we do not have any reusable transformation in IICS. We do have Mapplet. So in Mapplet, if you are using one single transformation, that is called reusable transformation, or even you can use set of transformations. Okay, so you can use, if I want to use single transformation, yes, you can use single transformation with Mapplet. Okay, you can use it. And if you want to have set of transformations, yes, set of transformations also you can use it. Okay, set of transformations. So you can use. So this is the way you can go for the reusable transformation or Mapplet in IICS. Okay. So for an example, this scenario we are going to take. What is the reusable logic? In this example, so we have, I think you have already completed this particular exercises previously. If you see this, if you are going to give epoch timestamp, so that date of birth from source we are getting as epoch timestamp. So from this timestamp we have to convert into a date and timestamp. Okay, this normal human readable date and timestamp. So that we have to convert it. So how can I convert? So we have to go for some transformation logic. See, normally this can be done by using expression itself, but the same logic we are using in multiple developers are going to use the same logic. Then we can go for this particular transformation, some conversions, some encryption, decryption, these kind of logic we can use this Mapplet or reusable transformation. Here I'm going to use only single transformation called expression. So if you want to use a different transformations, yes, you can use the same way. So I will go here. So I will show you this SQL developer. So in SQL developer, so I will open this source table. So I have already created the source table. You can also create this. If you see this, we have the source table, right? So select star from source table. So I can go for yes underscore. So this is the epoch timestamp we have. And yes, we have the table student underscore timestamp. So I will take this table and we have here, if you see this, we have the date of birth. So date of birth is there in number data type, but in the target, we have used date and time. So if you take this one, you can see in the target, we have date and time. So for that, we have to convert it. So how can I convert? So first, initially, I will truncate it. So this can be achieved by using a reusable logic. That means already some developers already created this particular logic. Just we can use it. So how can I use? I will go to the data integration here. So we can go to data integration. Then here, if you go to this, I'm just creating a new mapping. I will make it like a reusable or Mapplet. Anything is fine. Okay. So m underscore Mapplet, some epoch timestamp converter. So here I'm using only single transformation, but if you want, you can use multiple transformations. Okay. So this time I have to use this converter here. So this is mapping. Okay. I have to create a Mapplet. So for that, I'll go for here. I will go for Mapplet. So what is the Mapplet concept? Okay. So here, if I want to use Mapplet, I have to use like this Mapplet, but I'm not creating. I didn't created Mapplet, right? I haven't created Mapplet. So I have to go to the first we have to create the Mapplet. So I will save this. It will be invalid only, but I will go to new. So you can see here we have the Mapplet, right? So you can use Mapplet here. And so this is create a set of transformations that you can reuse in multiple mappings. So if you have any Mapplet in Power Center, so how to import that XML file so into IICS. So that is what Mapplet Power Center import. Mapplet, this is SAP, another one. So if you want to go for SAP related Mapplet, so this is different source systems. Okay. So it is very rare scenario. You will use this kind of Mapplets. Okay, I will go here Mapplet. In the new asset, go to Mapplet here, create a Mapplet. So you can give the name like MPLT underscore conversion. I will give epoch conversion. Just I'm giving that source I will take. Okay, source I have to pass epoch timestamp, right? Just I'm creating input field. That's it. Okay. So in underscore epoch timestamp. This is nothing but it's a number data type, right? So number data type you can go for even 20 character also. So just click on OK here. We are passing epoch timestamp. Then so we are converting here by using expression transformation. One single transformation only we are using. So open this expression transformation here. I can apply some logic. Okay. So whatever we are getting here, we have to make it like a O underscore human readable timestamp. Okay, human readable timestamp. It should be a date and time. So this is, see, you might be doing lot of uh, inside, you might be doing lot of transformation logic. Okay. But this particular one, I'm going for only one transformation logic. So that is what I have given already here. So you have to calculate from 1970s, right? So this one we have already discussed. So instead of DOB column, we have to pass this particular column. That's it. Okay. So this is the one we have to follow. Click on OK here. And so you have to make it like the output, right? So you have to make output field. So here you have to create one field O underscore POC time converter. Okay. So this is the one. Okay. So you POC to human readable, right? So human readable time. So just I can make this as a date and time. Click on OK. Then field mapping, you'll be getting this output, right? So just to give this, that's it. So you can save. This Mapplet should be valid. So for this Mapplet, if you pass this particular input, this will give this output. That's it. Okay. If you want to create a complex logic, a reusable one, yes, you can create it. Okay. We have created Mapplet, right? I'll go to the mapping now. So in the mapping, open the Mapplet options. So select the Mapplet which we have created now. right? So we have created this. This is the maplet we have created. Click on select. It will be selected. So based on this condition, it is showing like passive. So why? Because we have used only expression, right? It is showing like passive. So if you are using different transformation based on that, it will give you. See here, the incoming field. So we have to take the incoming field, right? So what is the incoming field for this maplet? So we have to pass. If you want, you can pass like this also. So whatever the field you want to get it, and you have to receive other field. So just you can take this and open this maplet. So incoming field, we are getting all okay, we haven't selected the source. So I will select the source here. So this is the table. I just select. So I will go to the next one, the maplet. If you see this maplet, you will be seeing the incoming field. So if you want, you can take all the field, or you can take only whatever the field you want. So go to Mapplet. Yes, Mapplet we have selected. The field you can take. So this is the field we have to pass, right? So if you pass date of birth to this one, and it will give you the other output. So if you want, you can take this from here also. Okay. So directly you can connect from here. Open this. You go to target. Take this timestamp. Go to target field. These many fields are there. Field mapping. So we have only one column is coming, right? Why? Because we have taken only one. So you can take human timestamp. It is for data, but what about other columns? See, that's what we have to take from here. Okay, so directly you have to take from here. So you'll be seeing this. So now I'll open this target. So you can do the smart map. Yes, you will get it. So if you want the same way, you can find total marks and average mark by using expression if you want. But I'm not passing this as of now. So this is the maplet, right? So I have already explained this, what is epoch timestamp. So just I'm going to run it. It should load the data. So this is the way you have to, if you want to use different transformations, yes, you have to use this way. Okay. See here, four records, right? See other members, if they want to use it, yes, the same way they have to use it. It has been converted into this one. But other developers, so I'm going with the other developers with new mapping. They want to use the same maplet. Yes, they can create the same maplet, right? I want to use here maplet. I can use the same way. So I can drag and drop the maplet here and open this. I can go to the maplet and choose the same maplet if you want. So we have created one time and use multiple times. That's it. Clear? So if you want to go for multiple multiple mappings, yes, you can go for multiple transformations also. This is Mapplet. Okay. See here, I will show you one real-time examples. So where we have used Mapplet so that you will get some idea. So how the Mapplet in real-time project will be. Same thing. Okay. So for respective of Informatica Power Center or IICS, the Mapplet concept will be same. So if you see this, I hope you are able to see the screen, right? So this is one of the Mapplet. So it's a real-time one. So entire throughout the project, for every transaction, if I want to generate transaction even number, so for the transactions, I have to generate transaction even number. So if I want to generate transaction even number, see this is the transaction even number. So I have to pass all these inputs. So type, subtype, reason, and flagging. So many flagging we have. We are doing some bit and flags, bit and addition or something. Some logic we are doing it on the Java transformation. And from here I'm getting some flags. So based on the flags, based on this input data, in the expression, I'm generating this only single output, transaction even number. Okay. So all this, the IDs will be kept confidential. Only transaction even number will be used for each and every transactions. Okay. So this is the way we will make sure that the security of the each and every transactions. Okay. So all this will make it like a confidential one. So if you see this maplet, if I want to generate transaction even number for our project, okay, we have to follow this maplet process only. You should not use any other concept. So why? Because this is already used by the existing project. So already followed. So same maplet, you have to use it. The same way you can use it in IICS as well. So clear how many transformation here we are using? One is Java, another one is expression. So that is the reason we are using this maplet. Okay, if it can be done by using only Java, then you can use reusable transformation in Power Center. And in Informatica IICS, yes, you have to use Mapplet. Clear? Any questions? So this is one real-time scenario. Okay. Yeah. So this is the Mapplet and the reusable transformation. Any conversions, and we will use this Mapplet. So what happens when we use sequence generator in Mapplet? So do we need to make sequence generator as reusable? It's a depends, right? So what is the use of you're using Mapplet in Mapplet sequence generator? So you want to generate some sequence of numbers? Yes, you can use a sequence generator, right? So you can use non-reusable. So why do we need reusable one? Are you going to use the same sequence in multiple Mapplet or multiple mapping? No, right? So only sequence generator we are going to use. So you can use it on the same mapping. You can use on sequence generator. You can pass it some sequence number for the target. That might be a non-reusable one. Okay, not a shared one. Shared one means you are using sequence number in this maplet, same sequence number, any other mapping or any other transformation, sorry, any other mappings, you are using the same one. Okay, so that's why we'll use. Normally, this is the one we are using. Clear? Sequence. Okay, any questions? Okay, so we will go with the next topic called different task. Okay, so far we have seen the transformation, right? And if you go to the new, in the asset, you can find task, mapping, maplet, task flows, and component. So component we have seen most of the component. File listener we will see. Okay. File listener we will see. Saved queries, hierarchical schema. So these things we have seen, right? Yes. So VCO template is nothing but if you want to have any VCO template for the transformation logic or mapping task, you can use it. Okay, if you have any template, but so normally we will not use this concept much. So only these components you'll use. Okay. So, but now we will go to the task. So if you see this, we have a lot of different tasks. One is mapping task, synchronization task, masking task, replication task, power center task, dynamic mapping task, data transfer task. Okay, so different tasks we have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 tasks we have. Okay, so user defined function means the same way. So if I want to create any functions, okay, some logics, so in string, substring, all this are predefined one. But I want to create my own functions. So for my project, okay, some functions, okay, some calculation I want to perform. I will pass these two values. It should generate some values. So that function we have to create for expression logic. Then you can go for user defined functions. So I will show you some examples after some time. So we'll go for task here. Okay. So just a second. So user defined functions I will explain later. So here we have the task, different task we have. So if you go to different tasks here, so what are the different tasks? Task in IICS. So we do have different tasks. Sorry, one minute. Okay, so we do have different tasks. If you see this, 7 different tasks is available. So we will see one by one all the tasks. So mapping task, synchronization task, masking task, replication task, power center task, dynamic mapping task, and data transfer task. So we do have different tasks here. So mapping task, you know already, whatever the mapping we are creating, so we can create a mapping task. And we do have other tasks. So replication task. So what is replication task? So use the replication task to replicate data to target. You might replicate data to backup the data or perform offline reporting. So sometimes, see you have data, so some offline reporting. What is offline reporting? Say sometimes you have data in one server. Okay, so you have data in one server. So from this server, so this is some regions. You have some USA regions. You assume that. Okay, but report you are taking from some other regions, EU regions. Okay, so I have to replicate whatever the data which is available in the server to another server. So just I have to replicate it. So for this, you can create replication task. You can generate some replication task. It's like a one-to-one task you can create. It will be replicated. So here you can go for replication task. Sometimes you will use replication task, and we have difference replication task, or we can go for synchronization task. So if you want to synchronize the data. So replication task means, for an example, here I have 100 tables. Okay, so all the 100 tables I have to replicate on this server. So different servers, or you have the target tables, and I'm just look up tables. But if I look up this table, it is taking a lot of time. Instead, so I can create some replication task, replicate the data to local server, and I can look up or synchronize. See, replication task means if I have the 100 tables here, if I do not have any tables on the target, if you want to create, it will create all the 100 tables and load the data. Okay, that is a replication task. Okay, so replication task means you can create. So you the target you may have or you may not have. If the target is not available, it will create in the runtime and then it will load. If the target is already available, it will incrementally load the data. Okay, so that is what you can go for perform offline reporting and backup the data. Yes, we'll go for some backup data, right? You will replicate the same data which is available here to another server. So backup jobs, yes, we will create this. So you can replicate data in Salesforce objects, okay, database tables to see here Salesforce or database tables. See, that is what you can use as source. Okay, so here you can use RDBMS tables or Salesforce object. So two databases are flat files. So in the target, you can use databases or flat file. So these object only you can use for replication task. For the replication task, you may or you may not have target. So you can configure a task to replicate all the rows of a source. Each time the task runs, to only replicate the rows that changed since last time. That is incremental. So incrementally, if I want to load the data, yes, you can go for replication. You can use replication task to reset the target tables and create target tables. So you can go for, yes, every time if you want to create it, yes, you can create. So that's what we will do. So what is workaround? Yes, we will do this. See here, I will create replication tasks, then you will understand. I'll go for replication task here. So can we schedule replication task? Yes, we can schedule. Okay. You can schedule it. Task name, I will go for replication task one. Location is this one, locations. And source connection. See here, it is showing only database connection, not flat file connection. So you can use source might be a Salesforce object or database table as of now. They have given these two connection only. I will go for source connections. Okay, Oracle source. I want to replicate the tables in target. Okay, say for an example here, I have the tables here. I will drop this table RT underscore. Drop table name RT underscore departments. See this table, I will drop it. So this table I have dropped it and the employees table, right? So employees table, locations table, regions table. See, these tables are already available, so it will create a lot of space. So that's why I have just removed all the tables. So I will refresh this one. I will go to the one. Okay, so you want to replicate all the objects? No, I want to replicate some of the objects. I have to include these objects only. I will go for select. Okay, so you can go for available objects. I can select regions, locations, departments, employees. See, whatever the tables you want, you can select it. So this is my source table. Yes, I will select. So if you want to exclude the objects, yes, you can go. If an error occurs while processing an object, cancel processing the remaining objects. Say, for an example, you have 4 objects or 10 objects or 100 objects. If you, while replicating the data from one object to another object, it has errored out, then you want to cancel entire process. Okay. Then fail the process, then you can go for this one. So continue processing the remaining objects. So it depends. So how we will go for. So remaining objects, finally you can mark it like failed. Then we can find why it has failed all this. It depends on this. The requirement you will go for. So go to next here. The target, the connection one. For target. See, target, we are seeing the flat file, right? Source connection, git connection, flat file also. So flat file also you can do replications. You can go for target connections. What is the table? You want to go for replication task, RT underscore. See, if the table doesn't have doesn't have the target table, so it has to create, right? So what is the prefix I want to give? It's asking. So you create table with RT underscore. I will assume that, okay, it's a replication task. So load type. So it is asking load type. Enable bulk load means, yes, if you want to go for bulk load, it should not contain any indexes. Okay, then only it will support bulk load. So it will bulk load means batch by batch, the data will get loaded. See, when bulk loading is used, no database logging occurs so the target database cannot perform a rollback. Okay, enable bulk loading, improve the performance when inserting a large amount of data to a relational database target. So that's why we are going for bulk load. Okay, so but bulk load should not support any indexing, logging, all this. Load type. So load type, we have different load type. So if you have any audit columns, okay, some audit columns, created date after modified date in your database, then definitely it will be enabled audit columns. Okay, you can see here incremental load after initial full load. So first you do full load. After loading that, next run you go for incremental load based on this particular column. Some column we have to define. Incremental load after initial partial load. Say for an example, you have 10 years of data. So you want to do partial load only. Rows created are modified after this particular date. So 10 years of data you have, but last 5 years only you have to replicate. Then you can mention here. So at a particular time. So full load each run. So full load means every time it will truncate and load fully. So this is the option we have selected now. So delete options, remove deleted columns and rows. If any rows has been deleted in the source or columns has been deleted in the columns and rows, it will automatically delete in the target also. So commit size, normally you'll go for 10,000, right? So normal by default you'll go for commit size. Every 10,000 record, it will go and commit on the target table. So this is the target one, okay? And field exclusions. So do you want to exclude some field from this particular table? Yes, you can select. We have selected 4 tables, right? From the 4 tables, for an example, employees table, I have to remove some field. I do not want this field. So just exclude this field. That's it. Okay, this field will not be available on the target replication. You want to go for some filter conditions? Yes, I can use some basic filter condition. That's it. So process all rows, data filter, you can apply. Okay, so I want to apply some filters. You can go for some filter conditions. Okay, so you can use some filter conditions, salary greater than, less than, all this kind of filter conditions you can use. Greater than 10,000, yes. But if I want to go for any advanced one, you can click on advanced. You can provide here the advanced condition. So just simply you can use some filter conditions here. I'm just using employees here, salary here, greater than some values. That's it. Click on OK. So we have applied some filter conditions. And if you want to schedule it, yes, I want to schedule the replication task. So every day at 10 a.m. the replication task, it's a backup job, right? So every day 10 a.m. it should run. So if I have any audit columns here, so if I have any audit columns, audit column means created date, updated date. So that particular date we have to provide. So then it will go for incremental load. So today all the 100 records has been loaded. So tomorrow, in addition to the 100 records, 2 records has been updated. Okay, here existing one, 2 record has been updated, 2 record has been inserted. So this 4 record alone will get inserted or updated in the target table. That's a replication task properties. But if you are not enabling the incremental load, so as of now it will go for full load, right? It will go for full increment, full load. So every time. So I will click on finish. If you want to schedule it, you can schedule it. See here, replication task. So it's a task. Okay, it will not have any mappings. Okay. So that's what the task. It will not have any, even it is not one-to-one load. We are applying some small filter conditions, right? Filter conditions, we are applying that. And you can go and run. So every time it will go for full load. How it is different from full load and incremental load. Okay. See, incremental load means today, that's what I have explained. See, today you have 100 load record has been loaded. This is full load, initial full load. After that, next run, only 2 record has been updated, 2 record has been inserted. This 4 record alone, it should get the data, pull the data from source. And here, 2 record will get updated, 2 record will get inserted. That's it. It will not touch remaining 98 records. So that is incremental. So incrementally it is loading the data. So existing data, it will not disturb it. But this time, so everything is like if, so your 4 jobs is running. You can go inside here, you can check. See here. So one by one it is running. So it is replicating. So it's running now. Employees 1. So you can see here, right? This is what it will go for 1. If source record is deleted, then corresponding target record should be deleted. Yes, we have to use this particular task. The replication task is simply if I want to replicate the data to target database, right? So without any transformation logic, just I have to replicate for reporting purpose. This is one server we have table, and this is another server. We have to replicate the data. So this way we'll go for replication task. Clear? It is not for, it will not contain any transformation logic. It will contain only simple filter condition if you want to add. Okay, if you go and check now, refresh it. So you can see these 4 tables created now, right? If you go and check this RT underscore employees table, so remember we have dropped the table, but again it has been created. You can see this data. So there won't be any column like commission percentage. Why? Because we have removed that column. Remember after salary, there is no commission percentage, right? Manager ID and department ID. And we are having only salary greater than 10,000, right? So this is what it will get loaded. Okay, one more time I'm going to run it. So I'm going to run this replication task one more time. Okay, this is the one, right? So you'll run. Job is running. Okay, so I got many questions. If source record is deleted, then corresponding target record should be deleted. For that scenario, should we use this replication task? No, that's what it depends. If source record deleted, corresponding target record should get deleted. So that is for only for this scenario. Yes, you can go for replication task. See, that's what you only uh, direct load. Okay, then you have to go for. Okay, direct load, you can use it. But the same thing you can use update the target transformation also, right? We have the delete options. So which key we are using, key should be deleted. That you can use it. So it's a difference, okay? So different purpose we can use. Yes, you can use this task if I want to delete the record. Okay, it's one way, but we cannot apply any transformation logic in between. Okay. So lookup is, we are looking up the tables. That's difference. So CDC is incremental load. CDC is capturing the data from the source. Change data capture. So change the data we are capturing from the source. Loading is nothing but target side. is there if there is dependency among the tables, primary key, foreign key, so how does it load based on master table and child table? So that is what the order you have to specify. Okay, if you have the target table, if you have primary key, foreign key relationship. Okay, so these tables are created in the runtime, right? But it has been already created. You have some foreign key, primary key relationship. If you go to this particular table, so I think it should be completed now. Yes, completed. All the data once again loaded. If you go to the replication task here, we are mentioning the target table order, right? So what is the order we are mentioning? The same order, you have to change it. So what is the order you are changing? So here you have to select. So you have to change the order. Okay, so this order, this is the way it will load. You remember, finally it has loaded employees table, right? But if you load employees table first, you have to use this way. So you have to change this order. Clear? If you have any dependencies between these four tables, which table should be loaded first, you have to mention here itself. So what is the order we are going to use? So can we use replication tables in any other mappings as target tables? Yes, you can use. See, this RT underscore tables. We can use any tables as source. Okay, source table you can use it, no issues. After loading this data, we have to use as source table. So that's what you have to schedule it. On first run, I have tables in target table already, how to map it respective source table, right? So you have to select the tables, right? So go to target. Okay, but first run, you cannot use it. So replication means this is what replication task, right? If you want to go for first run, the table is there, go for synchronization task instead of replication task. Okay, that's the difference. Okay, I told right. If the target table is available, may or may not available, then you can go for replication task. If the target table is available, okay, synchronization task is used to synchronize the data between source and target. So we should have a target table for synchronization task. It support flat file connections, Salesforce connection, and RDBMS also. It is synchronizing the data. So it will sync the data, right? So that's why we'll have the flat file connection as well. Okay. So you can have database, flat file, source, Salesforce, all this. So how to create this? I hope you are clear. What is replication task? All this. So what are the cases you will use replication task? Yeah, that's what. See, replication task, I told right, mostly for backup tables. So you are loading data in real-time project. One table we will not keep all the data, right? So always we'll have something like replication factor equal to 3. So 3 to 4 times you will load the same data in multiple places. This will be there in one data center. This will be there in another data center. This data will be there in another data center, right? So three different places we are. So here the replication factor is 3. Sometimes some project they will have very sensitive data. We have replication factor is 5 or 6. So they will load the same tables in 5 different places, different data centers. Then they will create a replication task like this in Informatica. So offline means it's like a materialized view, right? So that's why we need to go for offline reporting. Why do we need this task? That's why I'm telling multiple times. It is a replication task. You you assume that you have one server here, USA. You people, they want to take the reports. How they will take the reports? If they are going to this another regions, it's a network latency, right? So to avoid this network latency, we are going for replication task to replicate the tables from here to here. So you remember we will have some sync process will be running, right? Have you seen this sync process? Yes, whatever the sync process we want to do, we can go for replication task or synchronization task. Okay. So this is what you have to use this replication task. Now I will go for synchronization task. For the synchronization task, you may or may not have, sorry, you should have a target table. Okay, it's new. task, synchronization task. Synchronize data between source and target to integrate applications, databases, and you can go for the, the file system. Synchronization task 1. Here it would ask. So while we are synchronizing the data, it will ask. So we can take the data from flat file also, right? Flat file also. And target, it should not be a flat file. It's like if it is target is a flat file, then here you cannot update it, right? So you can have this insert logic, update logic, upsert logic, delete logic. Any logic you can go for. Say I can go for insert else update logic. If the data is available, update. The data is not available, you can insert it. That's what I can go for synchronization task now. Okay. Go and select the source. So what tables we have to use? See here I can select tables and flat files and Salesforce connection also. So select this connection, source connection, and the source type is single. Yes, if you want to go for joining two tables and then you have to synchronize, yes. Same way you can go for single, multiple saved queries. But remember, all these are homogeneous source type. Source object, it will display all the objects which is available in this particular connection. So I'm going to select this object. Display source field in alphabetic order. Yes, see, this is what the field. If you want to have total field, all the field, you can select all the field. But here it is showing only 6 field for 5 fields. That's it. And go to the next one. This is our target. So target is our, so we are doing update logic, right? We are doing update logic. So for that update logic, we cannot perform with flat files. So I'm going for insert logic here. Insert logic, the source. I'll go for insert logic. I can go to the target here. Okay. So now you are seeing the flat file. Just insert logic, the flat file connection will be available. For update logic, the flat file connection will not be available. So based on the operation which we are selecting, so it will be available. The target will be available. Okay. So target object, which target table I have to go for. Okay, which source table I have taken? I have taken here employees table. So I have taken here P underscore employees table. So it will go for update logic, insert else update logic, right? Yes, it will go for insert else update logic. So already T underscore employees table, we have one date, one record is available. So if you want, you can truncate. So you want to go for some data filters, no filters, and field mapping. So you have to go for field mapping here. So automatically it will go for field mapping here. Yes. Okay. If you want to go for any maplet, you can add maplet concept here. Okay. If you want to apply some, okay, you are passing some email, you want to convert that email into some different logic. Yes, you can add maplet here. Then you have to pass the values. Okay. So we have seen, right? Same way. So here it is a primary key. So here I do not have any primary key. So if I do not have any primary key in the database, it will not support update logic, right? See here in the T underscore employees table. So I'll go for truncate table name T underscore employees table. So in the employees table, I do not have any primary key as of now. If you describe the table, there is no not null column. That means it is not a primary key. So if I do not have any primary key, it will not support update logic, right? Yes, it will not support any update logic. So here we are not defining any key. See here we have the key, right? But here we do not have the target. We do not have here. That's it. So it's a unique column, and we are going for next. So you can finish it. So if the target table is already available, you can go for synchronization task. So that's why I'm telling what scenario we use synchronization task. If you want to synchronize data between servers, if the target table is already available, okay? If you want to update the data, so you want to go for insert and update logic. So this kind of scenario, you can go for synchronization task. So this time it will go for all the data, right? Replicate, full replicate data it will go for. So instead, I want to only update the data, whichever got updated in the source. Then I can go for synchronization task. Okay, I will run this. So now it will go and synchronize the data, but next time if I'm going to run it, it will not update the data. But remember, synchronization record, synchronization task, you can select only one table at a time. So that is also one of the difference. If I have 100 tables, so at a time I want to replicate, yes, you can go for replication task. No need to create all the objects, right? But synchronization task, you have to create the object. Some servers, some performance issue is happening. If you're looking up some remote server tables, but if you're thinking that, okay, these tables are available in local server, it will be performance wise, it will improve. Then you can go for synchronization or replication. It's like a materialized view, how we will refresh, right? The same way. But why we are getting warning? So why? Because we do not have key. So T underscore employees doesn't have any key. That's why we are getting error for update logic. So I'm just creating a key. Alter table name T underscore employees, add primary key of employee underscore ID. Okay. So just I'm adding one key here. Then if I'm going to run, it will not be, again it will fail. Why? Because the target table we have added. The target table we have added key. But what about in task level? Still it is showing that has no key specified, right? You can go to the synchronization task, edit it, and go to the field mapping here. Go to field mapping. So as I told, synchronization task can be done for single table at a time. Okay, one task, single table. Are you clear what I'm saying? Okay, so here I have to specify the primary key, right? So you can go for edit here. The target table should have a primary key, right? Okay, this is data type. So here we have to mention this, we have to refresh it. Okay, see here we have refresh field. So we cannot manually specify here, just refresh field. So now it will have primary key here. Are you seeing this primary key? Now I'll go, if you want to schedule it, yes, you can schedule and finish it. I'm going to run. So this time it will go for insert. All the record will go for insert. (106) records for insert. All the record, you go for insert logic. If you download this the session log, synchronization task. So just to download and see this. So how many records is getting updated or inserted in the target table. So here inserted rows are muted from update. All the record muted for update. So all the record got affected, 106 records, the target. So I will go and update one record in the source. employees table, right? So I will go and update one record. So for this record, so I will update this record salary here 103, employee ID 103. I'm updating with 19,000 on the source side. One record I'm updating. See the synchronization task, what will it will do. So all the 106 records got affected. You can download the session log. And meanwhile, you can see here the target table. It should have updated, right? This record is updated in the target table. But how many records are updated here? Only one or all the records? Okay, if you go and check the down, you can find updated rows. So updated rows, all the 106 records, right? Affected 106. It's going for, again, for all the records, it's going and updating. Okay, this is one disadvantage actually, right? So if you have 1 million record, yes, a 1 million record, it will go for an update. So if you have one simple one-to-one logic, then you can go for this way. Okay. But it will go for all the record update only. By based on the primary key, it will go for update. So this is the difference between synchronization task and replication task. Okay, so just to go through this, you will get some idea. Okay, clear idea. So what is this synchronization task will do? What is the replication task will do? If you are working on any real-time projects, right? So definitely you will have this replications. Replication should be happening in real-time project data warehousing. Replication will happen. Data will be replicating from one server to another server. So for this kind of scenario, you can use replication task or synchronization task based on the scenario you have to use. As I told, replication task, you can use multiple tables at a time. Synchronization task, you have to use one table, but you can join it. Synchronization task, you can join even multiple tables, you can join and bring it, but as one single source, not heterogeneous sources. Okay. So these two tasks, we will stop here. These two tasks kindly practice, and the remaining task we will continue tomorrow. The other task.
Chandra, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so in replication task, right? Even if you delete a record in the source in one of the table, so in the target also that record will be deleted.
No, that's what you have to mention, right? You have to mention, right? The options. So if you don't mention, it will not delete. You remember while taking the replication task, I have explained, right? So one way it will ask. So have you seen this? So you want to delete it, field exclusion, and so you want to delete the records, right? Or where it is available.
Yes, I think load type there only.
Okay, see here, delete options, right? Remove
Mm-hmm.
deleted columns and rows if you want to go for. So if you want to go
Okay.
for retain deleted columns, then you have to give here. But we don't have permission here since we do not have audit columns. That means you need to have some audit columns like a created date, updated date in that way. Okay, real-time project, if you are going with, these options will be enabled.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to mention that. So
All the records will be affected in replication task because in synchronization task, if you are updating one record, right, all the records are getting updated, right? So same thing goes in replication as well.
replication as well. Here we are making that full load each run, right?
No, if
So
you select that first option, incremental load after initial full load.
yes, that means it will select based on the columns. Okay, what is the column? Initial load, rows created or after. Okay, which column? So we'll be having a column like created date, updated date. Okay, so this date we are making, if in whenever the record is getting updated or created on the source, this particular column, if they are making changes based on this column, it will pull the date, right? So if you have 1 million record, how will you identify the new record? How Informatica identifies? So it should have some field, right? Okay, this
Mhm.
field will have that information that we have to inform Informatica that. Okay, so based on this field, we have to take. Clear?
Okay, okay. So in that case, not all rows will processed. Only the rows that are got modified or created will be processed, right?
Yes, correct, correct, correct.
Okay.
Hi, Chandra.
Hmm.
Chandra, like this load types will work for each run of this replication task, or else like how?
Each run. See, first we will go for full load.
Okay.
Okay, so first we will go for full load only.
Mm-hmm.
Then, for an example, you have 10 years of data. But first
Okay.
time itself, last 5 years only you have to load. After that, we have to go for some from this date you have to do. So we can go for partial load. Okay. So partial load means from which date I have to select. So that particular date you have to select here. Okay.
Suppose if I have a table so that it loads incrementally daily, so will that be automatically updated,
See,
or
that's
else?
what I'm saying. This is replication task. It is not a data integration task. Okay. So whatever you are having doubts, that is called data integration. This is one-to-one replication from server to server. Backup data. Are you clear? It is not a
Yes,
data
yes.
transfer task.
Okay, okay. If we wanted to modify again, we need to run the replication task again, right?
If you want to do any transformation logic, go for mapping task. Okay. This replication task is mainly replicating the data from one server to another server without modifying any data.
Okay, it's just a copy of data, right?
Yes, that's what I have mentioned. Okay. Backup the
Okay.
data.
Okay, okay, got it.
It's like a view, materialized view you are creating, right?
Yeah, it's like they'll be
Same
creating
concept.
a backup of a database or something or schema, and they'll be giving the access in the same way. Like that, we can
Yes.
use this replication task.
Yes.
Okay, okay, got it.
Okay. So remaining task, power center task, data transfer task, dynamic mapping task. So remaining task we'll see tomorrow. Okay. So since it has insert and update options, then this sync task also support incremental load. Yes, synchronization task will go for update logic also. Okay, so it will update. Okay, so whatever the record has been inserted or update. But the thing is, it will update all the record. Okay, for an example, you have 1 million record source, you are pulling all the data, then it will sync all the data. Okay, but you want to make only out of 1 million record, you have to do some transformation logic. You have to go for 1,000 records alone. It is modified. Then you have to do data transfer task, not this type of task. Okay, mapping task you have to do mapping logic. These tasks are for replicating the data, synchronizing the data from server to server, like a backup, copy, all this. Okay. Yeah. Thank you all. We will meet tomorrow, same time, same meeting link. Yeah. Any questions? Makesh, you have questions? Okay. Thank you all then. We'll meet tomorrow, same time.